Good morning. This is Director Marlon Green urging you to stay positive in a world that's mostly negative, especially in the mainstream media. I am the one who gave you the term mainstream media, is what we call them. The first thing I want to say, President Trump, can you please tone that shit down indicating that you support police brutality? I know that you all have a problem with minorities policing, and I can get caught up in that shit. I don't carry a gun, and I often get hostile people sending cops to my home even after hours. So tone that shit down, like you're indicating that you condone and promote police brutality, because I can get caught up in that shit, and times are changing. You're not going to be as successful with these cops as you think, the more and more technically advanced these other countries get. And I highly recommend that the United States tone down their rhetoric, because we are the ones that start most of the problems in the world, especially these African American women, they're hoes. And when people react to us, we expect them to be scared all the time. Well, let me tell you something. Fear has a time limit. Fear runs out after a certain time. Normally, after you hate a person, the fear starts leaving you towards them. And that's never an easy transition for either side. So I want to say the President Donald Trump, tone that shit down about you condoning or promoting police brutality, because I'm an activist and I don't carry a gun, and these fucking cops and everybody else that do favor for people on a non-official complaint, that shit gives me anxiety. It doesn't give me anxiety of fear or in violence. It gives me the anxiety of, oh, not this shit again. I still have problems that they haven't fixed from last time, and the problems keep piling up. Predatory police ticketing. I'm challenging all my police tickets this year, because know why? They ruined 2 fucking summers straight overtaxing with ticketing. Last year I paid over $2,100 in tickets, ruined my fucking summer, and y'all promoting that these cops do and be more aggressive and more brutal when they have to be. Man, fuck y'all. I suggest we start filing lawsuits in federal court, because when you try these guys in lower court, the judges and everyone help them. They feel as though we're not worthy enough to be served or tell them what to do. Well, it's my responsibility as a scholar to speak truth to power, and it's your responsibility to listen to what we telling you you're doing wrong. Moving on to dishonorable men. What dishonorable men? McCain has dishonored the health care bill, especially because he has a minority wife and can't get any minority gains, no jobs, no health care, no human rights, or nothing. You fucking white guys that don't do anything for minorities, quit marrying our women, especially you whole ass African Americans marrying into all of these cultures and can't get us any gains. Y'all hoes. Y'all are hoes. R. Kelly says being a pedophile is a generational curse. No, motherfucker, it's a Luciferian curse, because all of y'all in the music industry have devoted most of your lives to Satan and his causes. Uh, the Zulu Nation. I respect KRS-One as an artist, but he has to address the child molestation charges that Africa and Bada have been accused of over so many years. I can't respect Africa and Bada, and he'll never make the Hall of Fame as far as I'm concerned. He's a pervert, and the world will support perverts and pedophiles before real men like me. I'm honorable. They don't like me. I'm handsome. The sissies don't like that I'm handsome. Well, I'm sorry. They like that I'm handsome, but they don't like my attitude and my ideas. But they still put up with me. Uh, the reason why prostitutes are such a threat to economies because they spoil, bribe, and corrupt people. They give out your information, and that's why I don't buy no pussy from prostitutes or socialites, because you have to pay them for their pussy, which is not worth anything. Then they tell all your secret information to other people, their other clients. I don't fuck with prostitutes. I don't fuck with side chicks. And America will put side chicks on television and pay them before they pay a Hall of Famer like me, because they bred y'all to be hoes and you're susceptible to this type of behavior. I never stoop this low. I don't have to prey on other people's property. Colin Kaepernick, you see that the fraternities, he's in the fraternity, Kappas, and you see the fraternities are not giving Colin Kaepernick any support on his African American views on police brutality. The fraternities are the main ones that's supposed to be helping Colin Kaepernick, because he was in that group and showing that they're not helping Colin Kaepernick. They're showing that they themselves are Luciferians, Satanists, and Cretans. And these fraternities and sororities are using spells to bind and control their members and victims. So that's another reason why I don't fuck with them, because they in a witchcraft a lot, and I'm not in it. And so President Trump should tone that shit down, because all of that can be promoted by negativity. So tone that shit down. That goes for everyone, including the mainstream media. And you black bitches are very insecure because you listen to Ryan and us real men's conversation, and you're willing to make moves without us because you're hoes. The ratio to men is 5-to-1. 5-to-1, and I know 5 single guys. There should not be any single guys in America, because women outnumber the men 5-to-1. And so you all found that out, and you packed up and you moved to the Caribbean and made moves without your African American men, which shows again that you are hoes. You figured out that we're going to dump you, and you packed up and you moved to the Caribbean in an effort to take advantage of men and take advantage of lame men. And you're going to collapse the economy with your whole ass ways by corrupting everyone y'all fuck or potentially blackmail. I know y'all games me. That's why I don't run to y'all. And you're full of trouble. They have too many. Let me tell you something else about lawyers. African Americans cannot trust lawyers. They are a double-headed serpent that'll leave you vulnerable to financial vulnerabilities. African Americans can't trust lawyers for number one. They have too many hidden networks that people don't know about, including the dark web and the deep web, and where all of our governments transact and shady people transact off the market using bitcoins and other things like that. Lawyers know about all of this shit. They keep your secret for ransom, and it depends on how long you're going to pay them, depends on how well they manage your information, because you can have a good case. They're not going to help you. They'll rather not help you if you can help yourself. They want to be totally in control, and these days you don't give anyone total control. The Rock is biting off of me about my Amy concept of artificial intelligence, and NASA has taken my idea of sending artificial intelligence beyond communication range, because artificial intelligence, like I said, will have to fend on its own when can't communicate with Earth. And artificial intelligence is good because it can remove, maneuver, adjust on its own and not need human intervention. That's one of the reasons why artificial intelligence is good for space. Another reason artificial intelligence is good for space because it can go and learn languages much faster than humans can and respond appropriately. Artificial intelligence can do that. And you all need to get your heads out your ass because there are black extraterrestrials, there are colored extraterrestrials, and they are remarkable. They are extraordinary. So if you don't like African Americans, why don't you take a look in the mirror? Not all the white folks are edited on Earth from alien DNA because we was born in our own white folks without any aliens' help, because when Egypt was having white folks, they was recording them. Now what happened is the race and dominance of genes is really determined by the environment, your diet, and the sun or radiation that you get. Because it seems as though white folks seem to pop up on the down end of the solar flares, and that those solar flares during ancient times were responsible for instability of Earth's weather. But right now we have HARP and all of this shit. We need to quit manipulating the atmosphere because we're going to damage it beyond repair. And micromanaging Earth's atmosphere is not a good idea. And also we need to pile up and double up the efforts on helping Japan clean up this nuclear waste, because 40 years cleaning this up is way too long. And if they think they're going to keep dumping nuclear waste in the ocean and not poison the entire ocean, not just 1/3, they are sadly mistaken. Nuclear, the pedophiles, nuclear agendas, all of this is part of the Luciferian ideal. And y'all need y'all ass kicked, and you Republicans are fucking sorry, because we can't trust your lawyers. We can't trust Tom Cruise. We can't trust who else is on this shit. We can't trust O'Donnell. We can't trust Lindsay. And let me give you an example why African Americans can't trust lawyers. Bush is a lawyer, senior. Bush Jr. is a lawyer. Clinton is a lawyer. Hillary Clinton is a lawyer. Barack Obama is a lawyer. Michelle Obama is a lawyer. We don't need no fucking lawyers because they're going to always pay themselves more than the job is worth. And they are very, very inefficient and morally defunct. So I want to go back and say the president tone that shit down for that police brutality or potential police brutality, because I don't carry a gun and I can get caught up in this shit. And you know that they killing African Americans like me. What you need to do is you need to restore my rights back so that I could become a full citizen again. That's what you need to do. And that's pretty much it for today. So I want to ask my president to tone that potential police brutality speech down, because I can get caught up into that shit, and I'm an honorable citizen. And many of these cops, they need ethical, moral, and federal training, because a lot of them ain't shit anyway, and they were raised by their racial heritage. So I want to ask my president to tone that shit down and don't try to promote police brutality, because I'm an activist in a minority and I can get caught up in that shit. I can get hurt. I already get fucking anxiety dealing with these cops engaging me when I'm not ready. And it's not anxiety like I'm going to be violent or anything. It's like the anxiety like, these fuckos again, not again with their bullshit. That type of anxiety. And so if it wasn't for me, Mr. President, you wouldn't be winning. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be able to turn this shit around with the FBI. And if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be around getting this much done, even though you're doing good considering what you work with. Because I've been keeping a track of all of the political arena agendas, and all of you all suck. And you need to start picking up the pace in which you hire African Americans, because you hire too many Jews, white folks, and races, and you still can't see that's one of your Achilles heels. And remember, I'm going to say what I need to say, because the elites and the aliens and everybody else, they eat us, they fuck us, and they take DNA. At the same time, our women are living in a total nother dimension, detached from every fucking thing, and are willing to make moves behind their men's back, and are willing to make moves against their interests of the men, and they're willing to make moves to take advantage and move all the way to the Caribbean and try to blend in with a culture that's trying to accept and be loving. These American bitches that's hoes, they're gonna go collapse that economy, and your whole population and your culture is gonna change for the worse, because these bitches are full of unclean spirits, and they're going from place to place in the world to take advantage financially, spiritually, and morally of all the good men of the world. So don't marry them bitches. If you fuck them, don't commit to them, because they hoes. And with America at 5-1 with women favor, there should be no single men in America. And the fact is that most women in America ain't shit, and they fuck with 4, 5, and 6 guys at the minimum. And they're gonna try to act like they're wholesome, and they don't share, and they're not caring, and they don't communicate, and they don't clean, but they expect us to show them love, respect, and buy their pussy. I'm sorry. We need to get this shit better than that. These bitches are predators. They are dogs. Because with 5-1 ratio in their favor, they should be serving us. Instead, they're self-serving, always wanting more. They don't volunteer. They don't help us. And bitches like Stacey Dash, Diamond and Silk, and all of these rest of these welfare queens and celebrity hoe queens can serve everybody else's culture but their own. And you fraternity and sorority bitches, you're not getting no fucking reparations because of this behavior, even if you help, because you're hoes, you've been bred like this, and I'm just telling it like it is. Because if I'm a Hall of Fame member, why y'all expecting me to pay y'all for your pussy? Y'all expect guys to pay y'all for y'all pussy when they rich and in the Hall of Fame, and when they poor and in the Hall of Fame. So why the fuck do we have to pay y'all for y'all pussy, and it's more than y'all, and you all don't fucking help, and you're into all other kind of shit, and you're willing to take moves, and you're willing to take advantage, and you can't vouch for 10%, and you can't make the corporates hire 10%. You know why? Because y'all the other 9%. You can't ask the companies to hire 10% African Americans, because y'all don't give a fuck glutton up everything with the other 9%. If I make some mistakes, don't try to fucking hog me down or hound me, because a lot of y'all live in mistakes and no one is saying anything about these fucking pedophiles. What we need to be talking about is we need to be talking about these demonic agendas by these bitches and these pedophiles, and turning that fucking 5-point star upside down, and talk about these mind control Illuminati rituals by the elite that eat us, fuck us, take DNA, try to teach us that we ain't shit, when actually they're the ones that's not shit. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all Americans, get your whole head out your ass, not just the nose. And I'm not serving anyone that isn't any good for us, because falling into this negativity only gives them your power. So don't fall into any negativity, because you're giving them their power. And the mainstream media is mostly negative, and they should be attacked morally. So tone that shit down, Mr. President. I'm watching you.